Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about crystals and how they will never 100% be known. Why am I always talking about how online does not have all the information on crystals? It is very general, it's a good start. If you're looking to start with crystals, I suggest with my YouTube channel. I make them very easy and I do have complicated videos on them as well for what I'm talking about, but you can start off with something like Judy Hall's The Crystal Bible. But crystals are so complex and advanced. They're a higher vibration than any herb. Like any crystal is higher vibration than an herb. That's what I learned in my experiences over time. Any root, any herb, they do complement each other in energy. I'm not saying one is better than the other one, but one is more effective than the other one. When it comes to spiritual regards and protection, defense, chakra alignment, the ease of use, that's just how it is. Crystals come from the heavens. Herbs reside with the earth. So, as above, so below. Now I'm going to talk to you about how some of these crystals, because you'll notice back then I have information on crystals, but then I'll continue to add to the information over time. One thing that I've discovered, and you'll see me talk about it in every single video, is crystal knowledge can never fully be known. Even when I'm not here and people are watching my videos 200 years from now, and you'll be like, oh, Stone Man's talking about crystals back then, but like there's some new information about crystals, because these crystals are still evolving in vibration. They are still upgrading. I'm going to use one crystal for an example. A crystal like malachite. Online, people think they know everything about malachite. That is not the case, because it's constant. If you look at the patterns of malachite, it's constantly... That's my malachite. It's taken some damage over time, but it stays strong. All my jewelry stays strong. But the malachite is constantly evolving and changing, and it's just looking around, because you can see it in the stone. It's kind of like googly eye, and it's kind of like looking in different directions. It's looking for patterns of transformation and growth. But the one thing that's really, really nice about a crystal like malachite is that it's going to be able to help us more in the future based on what man is going through. So if you ever paid attention to Tanzania, Africa, when tanzanite was discovered, that period of time, that crystal was gifted to Tanzania, Africa, to help them get through what they were going through. Same thing with different crystals around, like crystals that appeared when they started finding crystals in the Congo for what those people were going through at the time, that gave them enormous strength and enormous power, but it came at the perfect timing. So that's one thing that's wonderful about crystals, is that they constantly evolve in vibration to continue to help us. That's why I tell people it's a giant red flag when people are like, yeah, I know everything about crystals. I know 100% about crystals. I'm like, yeah, what about atacamite or vivinite, atacamite? And I don't know everything about crystals, because there's so many new crystals being made every single day. For these people who are gemologists without backgrounds in spiritual biology or physical biology, these gemologists who cap their knowledge and who stop thinking, a lot of them are in the US who do this, like, yeah, I know everything about gems. Yeah, it's this quality, this is this, yeah, this crystal exists here. I'm like, oh, this crystal was discovered here. It's because these crystals are constantly being discovered in different places. Azeztulite was just found in one place, and now it's being found in more than one place. I look at someone going boating in the background. I don't think I've seen that before, but I mean, it's really quiet on the beach now, and it's really nice, and it's the perfect weather to talk about crystals. I mean, these crystals and vibration, like, when you find out something about a crystal, especially when no information is known online, such as Tibetan quartz. I want to talk about that crystal for an example. The special thing is when you meditate with crystals and the information you're finding on the crystal is not online, it means you have new access to a crystal's information based on what your angels are presenting to you, just based on what you feel and what your intuition is. And that's really special. That's how I'm able to help so many different people, is because the information I have, like on Tibetan quartz, came from my angels. So it came from, and I'll put it together with pieces of what online says. I'll dismiss the false information. So basically, Tibetan quartz, Tibetan black quartz, is a very holy crystal because the monks find it. When they find it, they do it with a certain intention. They do it with a certain honor and respect when picking it from the ground. Now, they don't just toss it to the side. Their energy goes into it. Let's just say that. They have their practices where the energy goes into it. And the crystal's vibration holds the energy of the area. A very ancient and sacred energy goes into the stone. On top of that, the practices that they do, the healing of the land over time, because every land has different karma. So just the really good karma and the really good energies just goes into the Tibetan quartz, and that's just wonderful. And when you study about Tibetan quartz, you may think that you know everything just because I just said it, or that, and that's one thing that's why people get overwhelmed with crystals. They're like, I thought this amethyst I thought it just opened my third eye. And I'm like, no, it opens your third eye, calms your mind, it breaks unwanted patterns. But if you put it on this chakra, its energies with this frequency mixes to do this thing. So even with every single crystal and its knowledge, I just got rain in my eye. Every single crystal with its individual knowledge is completely just different. Like even every crystal on every different chakra makes a giant difference as well. Now I'm talking to people about citrine being a crown chakra crystal, and people are like, what? Yeah, citrine has heavy crown chakra associations because of its quartz and because of its nature of growing yellow in the ground. It was amethyst that Mother Nature heated up, and it became very, very special, and it has a natural frequency. Man likes the fake crystals. That's why some of you guys will get cheap crystals. You'll be 6 months or a year into having a fake crystal, and you'll be like, it doesn't work. I'm like, because it's glass. You literally bought glass. If a diamond's worth $10,000 and you got it for $10, who are you fooling? Just that. So with crystals individually, they all do something completely different on each chakra. Yeah, one crystal will benefit the body, but every crystal in a different section. And if you haven't paid attention, I have a thick crown. As my hair gets longer, I mean, certain days I put more product into it, but product as in herbs and essences and stuff like that. If you ever smell me at the gym, I'm a very smelly person in a good way. I smell like Mother Nature in a good way, not just like, oh, no, it's flowers, it's Amazonian herbs, it's different things that people have never smelled, and it's like, I don't know what that smell is. And those oils are on my website as well. I have crowns here because all the crystals on the entire body do something completely different on the head. They actually help you gain certain abilities, which is really cool, especially when it comes to technology. I'll leave it at that. If you want to ask more about that, ask it on Instagram. It's really cool. So these crystals just have different knowledge about them that is not able to be tapped into until you really are in tune with it and you try it on different chakras, and even then it's just very complex. Okay, it's raining, whatever. So here's one thing that I would like to give as an example. Tiger eye is wonderful. People know it as a grounding crystal. People know it as a crystal of the solar plexus chakra. But guess what? When you put tiger eye on the third eye, it helps you feel wonderful and grounded in a different way, and it actually opens up some of your abilities to be able to tap into psychic intuition. How wonderful is that? You can do the same thing with emerald, but certain crystals can't go on the lower chakras. Certain crystals can go on the lower chakras. I just made a video about blue kyanite and how you can put dark blue kyanite on the root chakra when you put another crystal of the root chakra. If you put a blue crystal on the root chakra, then it negatively affects it. So it's just wonderful. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the rain. One crystal that is very associated with rain is K2, which I'm not wearing right now. Bloodstone is a heavy rain bringer stone. They call it rain bringer jasper online for a reason. It was called rain bringer jasper back then. Rain is very soothing, it's very cleansing, and even though it's getting in my eye, it's cleansing my eyes. But these crystals have a certain vibration about them that is very ancient and very just evolving over time. These crystals will never be 100% truly known about, and you can actually tap into the crystal's energy and tap into the crystal's knowledge just with time and patience, and just assume you don't know everything, and you're gonna learn so much more. Oh, it's really coming down now. Whatever. This is the first YouTube video where I've gotten rained on like this, but let it rain. Yeah, so crystals like bloodstone jasper is it's a really good example for a crystal that people don't really know much about. You can actually make it rain with bloodstone because it's associated heavily with just two elements flashing back and forth. If you've ever worked with bloodstone, then you know that it changes colors when you're under heavy psychic attack or heavy negative energy. That's one thing that's really, really cool about bloodstone, is that bloodstone really it has two faces to it. It has two sides, but people never get to know its true side. One of the people, Phil, from me on the website, he got bloodstone as a necklace, which it takes a really skilled and a really different individual to get a crystal like bloodstone, and he found out different things about it. I looked at it after he sent me a picture of it when it turned red. I'm like, oh my God. And then I started noticing that it has other properties of basically it camouflages. It really goes to war on negative energy. Well, this is a very short video, not just because I'm getting rained on, or that the phone is going to get really wet soon, but it's just a simple video. Don't ever cap your crystal knowledge. Assume there's more to be learned about a crystal than you already know. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!